What's up, everybody? It's your favorite daughter's namesake's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the SH Figuarts Catwoman. Real quick, just in case my kids ever watch this when they grow up, I don't have a favorite daughter. Well, not an all-time favorite. Depending on the day, different ones become my favorites for an hour or so. But I have a daughter named Selena Kyle. It just went with the intro. Don't be hitting me up for any therapy bills, thinking that I had a clear and present favorite daughter to my other two. Back to business. I just recently got this. There's some really good things about it. There's some really bad things about it. But in order to take a look at her, we need to take a look at accessories. Let's begin. She comes with two visors. They plug into the sculpted mask on her head. One is to use over the eyes and the other one is to use up on her head to simulate the cat ears. They both have almost a metallic blue or turquoise for the lights and then a red translucent for the lens of the glasses, which I'm not sure is accurate, but I like it. She comes with the pistol. It's in a metallic fleck plastic. It is sculpted well enough and fits the part. She comes with a slew of hands, which is nice to see. The two fist hands you saw in the opening footage, two trigger finger hands, two relaxed hands, and two holding hands, which I'm guessing is for a bike or perhaps for another accessory. And she can hold the gun just fine. As for the figure itself, it's pretty good for the most part. There is a pretty glaring issue, and we will get there. Let's start with the head sculpt. It is dead on. Looks fantastic to me. Very much looks like Anne Hathaway. I like it an awful lot. The mask is sculpted, the hair is sculpted and painted, the mask is sculpted and painted, the eyes are painted and look great. The digital paint looks fantastic. The lips are painted. The hair on the back is on a ball hinge, so you can articulate it up and down, and you can swivel it a bit as well. No complaints. I think it is absolutely stellar. And then those are the two little, indentations to plug her mask in. You have a double ball peg from the head into the neck, and then it feels like a single from the neck into the chest, but I'm gonna guess a single. Using both, you can get the head all the way over, a good bit back, side to side, swivel, etc. My plastic is a little chewed up on that side of her cheek and not that side, but not a big deal to me. Okay, let's continue on. Double ball peg from the chest into the abdomen, but you don't get much out of it. And then a single from the abdomen into the pelvis, and you get a little bit more surprisingly out of that. Using both, though, you still don't get the figure over much, but you do get her back a good bit. You can get her over to the side, you can get a swivel, that all works fine, but forward, not so much. The belt is sculpted on to the body piece, and it's painted, and it looks nice. The suit itself is all digitally sculpted, but looks really good, and with the little silver zipper painted at the top, it looks fantastic, and the difference in blacks shows up very nicely. I don't have any complaints about that. The presentation is on the money. Continuing with articulation, we have a ball hinge shoulder that goes into a ball peg into her chest with this sleeve over top to cover down on the joint, which does help with the butterfly in terms of aesthetics, and you can get the arm all the way up to there, so no issues, plus the swivel around. One complaint to continue through with articulation is you can't get the arms any closer, really, to her body than this. So her arms are, I can't put my arms down. It's kind of a bummer. You get a little bit of swivel around the ball hinge. You also get a swivel at the glove, which is nice. Single ball hinged elbow that gets you 90 degrees, and then a ball hinge for the wrist that swivels at both ends so you can get up, down, or you can swivel it around, swivel the other piece, and get in, out. No issues. Same for the other side. All the wrinkles in the glove look great. Now the biggest issue, but it's part of an issue that kind of plagues this figure already in other places, and that is articulation. So, forward is fine. If you want even more, you can drop it down and get a further range. Like in the promotional pictures they have her like one leg up, like crawling along and stuff, which is fine and cool, I guess. But I don't need all that range. Back you get enough, but what I would like a little bit more range on is out to the side. That's it. That's all she's got. And if you drop it down, it doesn't help, which is so strange. Such a strange choice. I don't get it at all. So, continuing on, we do have a thigh swivel. It's right at the boot cut, so that's done very well. Ball hinge for the knee that gets you past 90 degrees, so I'm okay with that, and all the wrinkles look good, and it looks very clean. And then moving down for the ankle, we have a ball hinge that swivels at both ends, so you can get it in position and get your rocker no problem. And then on the other side, you can see tilt all the way up and back. From the side, the ankle does look a little crazy. But I think you'll be able to get what you want for most poses in that regard. Not necessarily for the hips. That's something else entirely. And then we have a toe hinge, which is good enough. I'm not sure if I needed one, but it's good that it's there. And then silver paint on the stiletto heel. So yeah, there's like, unfortunately, there's a lot of good things about her, but there's a few issues as well. I know there's a mafex version that's well received. I just wanted to go with the Figuarts, and I don't know if I made the right call or not, but that's what I did, so I gotta have to stand by my convictions. And there she is next to the mafex 1.0, and she blows her out of the water, but I was never really crazy about that figure anyway. I got her for a really good deal and couldn't let it go, so she's kind of been a stand-in. So I'm happy to swap out, but I haven't had the opportunity to look at the mafex 2.0, so I can't speak on that. And there she is next to the Figuarts Batman, and I'm good with that as well. The negatives for this figure really come down to articulation. Like, it's a pretty cool pose I got her in right there, but as you can see, her left foot isn't quite right in order to kind of make it believable. There's limitations in the elbow, there's limitations in the chest and diaphragm and waist, there's huge limitations in the hips. I wish I could get a little bit more of a backwards ankle tilt. There's just an awful lot of limitations on a character that needs to be posable. This isn't the Hulk, this is Catwoman. She needs to look the part. She also doesn't balance extremely well. I had to use this thing to prop her up. But there is some good about her. I love the sculpt. I love the variations in blacks and the depth they kind of give the figure and texture. I like the accessories. They all make sense. There's not a ton of paint on this figure, but all the paint that is there is applied very nicely. And the articulation that's there is done very well. It's just there's not as much of it as I'm used to seeing, especially with female figures. So I can't recommend this in good conscience without seeing the mafex as well. Kind of a bummer. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.